You know the betting apps that are like whatever it is, Kalshi or whatever, where it's like bet on anything. You know, the sign of the time that the world is truly over. Where it's like bet on horrible weather events during climate change. Apparently it's like bet on like our war is gonna start. So like,
and they are.
It is the collapse of civilization, like distilled into an app that you can download.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to make some money.
Oh, shit.
Right. I'm going to make some money because I'm going to bet that they do something with HHN does something with the marketing, Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay.
Because of their inclusion of Hellraiser this year, where it's going to be something like you opened or like never opened the box alone, or like you opened the fog, or they're going to use something and they're going to mix them together.
Okay.
I'm willing to bet.
Okay.
Are you because we both love Hellraiser, but we also now have a love-hate relationship with Hellraiser,
right?
Because we did
the whole franchise.
We did this show about it, and when you and I do this show about it, we start to hate it.
Right. Eventually,
we start to hate it. So the question is are you excited, or are you like eh?
No, I'm hugely excited.
So am I. The other thing I'm really excited about, folks. A little peel back the curtain on Derek Rosenberg here. When it comes to things like Horror Nights or a new movie coming out, I'll give you a great example. Evil Dead Burn.
Yeah.
Right? That movie is imminent, on arrival, right? And so typically, Derek will watch all of the movies from the franchise that lead up to it, and then he'll go see the new one.
Yeah, I have a problem.
I don't know that you'll do that.
Some might say
Evil Dead, because in the grand scheme of things, like we just watched them.
Yeah.
Maybe Rise.
Yeah, maybe Rise. Maybe Evil Dead 2013. Maybe Rise.
Maybe all of them.
If I had
and the show
more time, I would probably watch the show again before I'd watch it, because I've only watched through the show one time, and I've seen all the movies multiple times.
Yeah. But the cool part about this year is that because of this show, there's two houses that we do not need to do that for,
right?
Which is Hellraiser and Sinners.
Yeah,
because we've covered both of those on our show,
and I don't need to rewatch Stranger Things 5 because I did that. Well, I watched it.
Yeah, you don't need to rewatch. Well, I mean, if you don't catch yourself up, because you say that, but then that argument could be made for any of it.
Well, yeah, okay, you're right.
It's like if we hadn't talked about Hellraiser this year, it's like, well, you've already seen it the once.
I would have at least rewatched Hellraisers 1, 2, and 3, which is what they're claiming this house will be based around.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah.
And because I don't think there's any one movie of the trilogy of 1, 2, or 3 that has enough scenes of horror with the Cenobites to pull a crowd. But I think if you take the best parts with the Cenobites from all 3 and make like what we talked about in a cold open recently about we like vignette houses like HR Blood and Guts or Slaughter Cinema in years past. It's like, well, yeah, great. You now have that, but with Cenobites, which, by the way, are members of a monastic order.
I have heard that.
Yeah, many times.
I'm excited because I'm hoping that we get to see our favorites. The Chatterer.
Oh, if he's not all over it, I'm going to be.
So.
I want merch of him.
Yeah.
I want to be him.
Well, yeah, we could figure that out.
I want to be a horse-toothed little gimp boy.
Who doesn't, really?
I don't actually want that. Please don't leave us any comments about that.
Yeah.
I will not respond.
Please do. But do you think that we see, because they're also including Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, do you think that we get any of the weird...
Like Joe, the cameraman?
Yeah, and the CD Cenobite.
Yeah, I think so.
I hope so. At least a taste.
If we don't get like an ending room with all of them, like the smoker and the, like you said, the CD head and like the bartender with the stitched up face, if we don't get all of them in like a big room at the end, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah. Just a big kind of mirror, one of those mirrored rooms where like you're not sure which one's real and which one's people in which one's person in a suit versus a mannequin. But then they're all doing like the floss dance and dabbing.
Yeah. Because they're also going to do Fortnite this year.
Yeah.
Hellraiser X Fortnite X HHN X Monster Energy
X Magic the Gathering
X machina.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, if we don't have that, if we don't have the 3 or 4 ridiculous Cenobites that 3 introduces us to, and we also need a sequence where Pinhead is standing in front of the altar and he does his weird little head crane with his arms up.
Yeah, like there's so many great moments that they could pull from this, and I guess the reason I'm so excited for it personally is just I know that this is a franchise that they have wanted to, like the creative team has wanted to do forever.
Yeah.
And it's never worked out.
It's never worked out. It's been rumored so many times, but to see a trailer with Pinhead, it's like, okay, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Here's what I'm gonna say. If we don't get the end with all of the different Cenobites, I will never go again. And what the problem is that I will never go again, having already spent the money on the pass, the frequent fear pass, to go as many times as I want. And so that'll be a lot of wasted money, which in its own way is hell on earth. Well, howdy, y'all, and welcome to the Third Channel Podcast,
where we delve into the horror franchises you love from the perspectives of a lifelong horror fan.
And a couple newbies to the genre. I'm PJ.
And I'm Derek.
And today, the only thing in tarnation we're here to talk about is hillbilly horror down at the old slaughterhouse.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. We're talking about a movie that is legally distinctly a movie.
Yes.
But it's a horror movie. That's a genre. So we are here to talk about a horror movie.
That's what we're doing.
But I will not, like a lot of the reviews that we have done, enjoy that.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not going to have fun doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're here to talk about, yet again, feels like only yesterday, a bad movie. Did not take long for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise to deliver us a big stinking pile of garbage dressed up like a movie.
You think so?
I know so. I watched it today. I have rarely been more angry at a script worth of dialogue before in my life.
Okay, that's fair.
Not to mention, how on earth do you make Viggo Mortensen, Viggo Morgenstein himself? Right. How do you make him unlikable?
They found a way.
And it's not what you'd think. They just kind of made him like a weird baby boy, sex pest.
Yeah.
I hate it.
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about, that's a good question. You tell me, what is the name of this one?
Oh, yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Have we dropped Texas now? Is it just Chainsaw?
Nope.
Okay.
This one is technically called Leatherface.
Great.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Okay, great.
It's kind of like Hellbound, Hellraiser 2.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. Does it get more or less confusing than Hellraiser?
The naming convention?
Yeah.
More confusing.
Much more. Yeah.
Yes.
No, that was a loaded question. I know the answer. It gets like how the next one has like 3 names.
Yeah, it's at least 2 given names.
Yeah.
That we're going to have to choose one.
And then the one that isn't given, which is the one that makes sense, which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But we're here talking about 3. Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Yep. The very first thing that we want to do before we dive into any discussion about the movie is talk about Patreon.
What?
Yeah, the show has ads now. Granted, the ads are ours.
Yeah, and it's basically us just telling you what you already know.
Yeah. To quote the professor from the Tolarian Community College, a channel dedicated to Magic the Gathering, which I've never seen before, It's not a sponsor because it's us.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Patreon, we want to give a shout out like we do every episode to a Patreon subscriber. Danny, thank you so much for subscribing. The last couple, I've said you scare the fuck out of us.
Yes.
I'm pulling it back a little bit. I'm pulling it back.
Do they scare the hell out
I'm going to say you scare us to death.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have fuck in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't.
You can't really. I mean, how easily can we hashtag that and like tell our mothers, like, oh yeah, we're doing a thing.
We've never done anything on this show
where we should tell our mothers.
Well, according to whether or not we can.
Yeah.
It's not. We've never, because if we have, we wouldn't be able to talk about almost any of these movies.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no. So Danny, you scare us to death.
Okay.
And also, interesting point to point out here, if you are on the fence about subscribing to our Patreon, to our paid tier of Patreon, which includes a monthly bonus episode.
Oh, will you look at that? We're in a new month.
We are, which means that we have one out?
We do.
Is it Beetlejuice co-starring my brother Alistair Graves?
It is.
It is. It is a review, a very good discussion on one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah.
But this is kind of what Patreon is for. Beetlejuice, it would never have made it into our weekly lineup. There's even with sequels that might be planned out, that's not a horror franchise, but it's close enough that with Patreon we made the exception. We talked about it,
and it's a movie that we both love. And he loves, and we knew that we could get a really good discussion, a good conversation out of. And that's kind of what we're playing at with Patreon a lot, at least in these early days as we kind of figure it out of what else can we talk about over there.
Yep. The tier where you get our monthly episode is $5 and it
makes you a bug-filled jack-o'-lantern.
A bug-filled jack-o'-lantern.
And it gives you access to that new monthly discussion about Beetlejuice with Alistair Graves, as well as our past June discussion on Sinners with our producer, Fly Guy Ty.
That's right.
As well as if you go over and check out our Patreon as is and sign up for the free tier and become a spooky skeleton, you get all of our regular episodes, as well as our Ty and I had done a previous discussion on Jordan Peele's Nope that we have repurposed, and you get that for free as a taste.
Yeah. But so again, Danny, you've scared us. We're dead. Not fuck anymore.
No,
just death.
No, yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. We wouldn't say that anymore.
Somehow that's more appropriate. Fine. Language is strange.
Yeah. Cause it's like a word.
Well,
but like people are offended by it.
People are offended by it. And then there are some people like me who can't stop saying it. Like the first fucking time I saw this piece of shit movie.
Wow.
I'm going to call this the first time I saw this movie.
Okay.
Because I don't remember.
Do you not remember anything?
No, okay. So and I think we've mentioned this on the show before, but there are a number of these movies that we will watch or rewatch where I haven't seen it before because the first time that my body was present to see the film, and my consciousness was not. I was asleep because I would get out of work and then we'd watch it late and I'd fall asleep sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is one of them because I didn't remember fucking anything about this.
It's a movie that I've seen like 2 or 3 times over the years, and there's very little that I could tell you about it that I remembered besides Viggo being in it, Ken Foree being in it.
Yes.
And
the best part of the movie.
There's a giant chainsaw.
Yeah. Ken Foree,
that's about it.
Ken Foree is the hero of this
He
film.
truly is.
Yeah. And not in an ironic hot dog vendor way. No. It's like for real.
The movie gets better when he enters.
He is terrible at loading bullets into a magazine. Or he's realistic at it. I don't know.
He's nervous. He's afraid. He's in the dark.
He's got those giant eyes that make him look very afraid. But yeah, the first time I saw this movie is a blur. This time when I saw this movie, I realized something very quickly.
Yeah.
We are in for a rude awakening with this franchise.
Oh, you think? This early on, eh?
This early on. And by this early on, I mean, of course, we're talking about Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Notice they kept the.
Yeah. because they do lose the later.
But they mushed chain and saw together, which is nice. He puts the teeth in terror because they do the teeth thing again.
Yeah.
2 college students driving coast to coast are lured off the main highway and onto a deserted Texas road where they are stalked by the menacing Leatherface and his family.
Generic.
Yeah, generic because there's no... I mean, that's the whole movie.
Yeah, that is the whole movie. And the movie is generic, unfortunately.
You know what else is interesting? The beginning crawl says Leatherface.
Uh-huh.
They never say it again. They call him Junior. They never discuss.
Yep. For a movie that's called Leatherface, they never use the name Leatherface.
Right. Also, jury is out on if that is Leatherface from the original.
Right. Because after, part 2, it becomes this question of who are these people and how are they in relation to Leatherface? Is this the same Leatherface? Because he should be dead.
He should be dead. And also not that young.
And also, like, Grandpa's still around, but, like, he's also dead. But, like, he was blown up with, like, a grenade in the last movie, I'm pretty sure.
Well, fucking Sheriff goddamn Lefty, dude. He tore him down.
Yeah, he did.
He tore him down. I've been waiting to say that. He tore him down, dude.
This is where we begin our, like, this franchise is one of those where every sequel just about is like, no, ignore the one that came before it. This is the actual sequel to the first one.
Until it's like, this is just strictly a remake.
Yeah. Or, oh yeah, this is a long time sequel. And then we're going to make a prequel to that one.
Right. It is this franchise. Buckle up, folks. Buckle up, you poor sweethearts.
Buckle up, buckaroos.
Buckaroos. We mentioned this in the first review, like of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We mentioned that in the very beginning because it's like Hellraiser. You've got the 3 in the beginning that are like the original trilogy of films, and then 4 is very good, and then the last one's very good. But like some of them have some things that kind of
moments that work or elements that work.
Yeah, these get really dumb and really boring really fast. Like we're already here. I know you're gonna be more positive about this movie than I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be ornery about it.
Wow.
I'm sticking. Look, ready?
Oh, he's crossing his arms. He's all locked off. Yeah,
look what I'm gonna do with my head. Ready?
Oh my, he's not even looking at me now. He's looking over there.
And I'm not gonna look at you anymore.
It's like his whole body language is just telling me he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to have this discussion.
You guys better turn the volume up when you're listening because this is all you get.
His feet are pointed away from me.
My feet are technically doing a dab. I'm fucking awesome.
Yeah. I guess let's just jump into it.
Yeah.
Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 was released January 12th of 1990.
Okay.
Because fuck you, it's January.
Yeah.
This literally was meant to release in November, I believe, originally. And then through all the different cuts that they had to make, and then they just were like, drop it in January, whatever.
Forget 9/11. The real tragedy is 1/12.
In this case, yes. It is directed by Jeff Burr. It is written by David J. Shaw, and it's produced by Robert Engelman. The cinematography is done by James L. Carter, who was also the DP on Don't Answer the Phone from 1980, Demon Rage from 82, Sweet 16, a horror film from 83, Spaced Invaders, which is like a sci-fi comedy that was kind of like... I think if you follow us on Instagram, we had done a post on all the kind of like knockoff Gremlin sort of movies with like little guys. Spaced Invaders is like one of those.
Okay. Real freaks.
Also, yeah. Real freaks. Also the cinematographer on My Dog Skip from 2000.
Great.
That family film about the dog starring
Named Skip, I hope.
Frankie Muniz. He was also the cinematographer on Tuck Everlasting, the fantasy romance from 2002, and Ladder 49, the 2004 drama about firefighters. The editor, Brent A. Schoenfeld, was the editor on Nightfall, a sci-fi mystery from 88, The Terror Within, a B horror film from 89, Time Trackers, sci-fi adventure from 89, and then also edited A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child,
Okay.
as well as The Terror Within 2 in 91, and Evolver a sci-fi action film from 95.
So one movie that anyone here will have heard of.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the others. The budget for this film was $2.5 million.
No.
That is about half of what the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was made for. And the box office is $5.8 million.
Well, they made their money.
But it's still down from the $8 million that Texas Chainsaw Part 2 made. Basically, the reason often cited for the box office failure by both critics and box office analysts kind of talk about the large gap between sequels, because when this movie came out, it was 4 years after Part 2, and then Part 2 had come out 12 years after the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, interest in the franchise had waned maybe. The film also came out in a bad time where slasher films were kind of dying at the theaters. They were experiencing franchise fatigue with a lot of early 90s. This was before Scream comes out in 1996, obviously. So we had things like Halloween 5 and Nightmare on Elm Street 5 that both came out in 1989. We had Child's Play 3 in 91. We had Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday in 93. They all released around this time, and they all bombed at the box office. So
makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
None of the okay. Dream Child is good.
Yeah, I like Dream Child
because that was made by people who cared.
A lot of this, yeah.
These are bad.
Yeah. Child's Play 3 is fine.
Oh God, now I'm trying to think if I don't like this one or if I dislike this one or if I dislike Halloween 5 more. Jason Goes to Hell's the worst of the three, but like
I'd rather watch Halloween 5, I think.
Yeah, because
at least you got Loomis and no, not that.
That's the best part.
No. You got Loomis.
Yeah. Loomis and his ragtag team of silly Abbott and Costello cops. Right. Abbott and Costello.
That's good.
Nice.
Director Jeff Burr had also directed From a Whisper to a Scream in 87, The Stepfather 2, a slasher movie from 89. He did Pumpkinhead 2. He would later do Puppet Masters 4 and 5, and a movie called Night of the Scarecrow, which was a slasher movie from 95, not Dark Night of the Scarecrow, which came out in 81, which is a really great movie.
Yes.
Devil's Den, a horror comedy from 06 starring Kelly Hu, who was in Jason Takes Manhattan. She's also Lady Deathstrike.
Oh, okay.
Devon Sawa, who is from Final Destination and Idle Hands, and then also Ken Foree. He was
great.
in that. And then would later direct Puppet Master Blitzkrieg Massacre from 2018.
Okay. So is that what the Ramones wrote Blitzkrieg Bop about? Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Writer David J. Shaw had done an episode of Freddy's Nightmares. He had written the screenplay for Critters 3 and 4. He also wrote The Crow from 94. He gets a story credit on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning in 06, which is the prequel to the 03 remake. He also wrote these stories for the Masters of Horror episodes Pick Me Up and We All Scream for Ice Cream, as well as a couple episodes of the Creep Show TV show on Shudder. And then producer Robert Engelman was the producer on The Serpent and the Rainbow in 88 and Shocker in 89. Both of those are Wes Craven films. He was also the producer on The Mask, the 94 Jim Carrey movie.
Whoa.
Executive producer on Mortal Kombat in 95. He was the producer on Kazam, the 96 Shaq as a Genie movie.
Right, which as everyone knows, doesn't really exist or whatever.
No, that one does exist.
Oh, right. It's the Sinbad one that doesn't exist.
Correct.
Okay.
That people think is called Shazam.
Yeah.
This is Kazam.
Yeah, Shazam is real, and it's got Sinbad in it. I've seen it.
No, you simply have not.
And it's Berenstein.
Right.
You know.
Always
there are other ones. I just don't remember what they are.
Also the producer on Blade from 98, and then the executive producer on Mystery Men, Little Nicky, and Scooby-Doo.
So he looks at his body of works, and he sees this film, and he's like, man, I should have done that one. All the other ones are great.
But also the producer on a little movie called Food Fight from 2012, the animated product placement movie with a bunch of celebrities in it who I don't know what they owed this person.
Is that the one that was like Christopher Lloyd plays the bat, and it's like animated terribly?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, producer on that. Music is done by Jim Manzi, who had done the music for From a Whisper to a Scream, Stepfather 2, Tales from the Dark Side the movie, Pumpkinhead 2, Night of the Demons 2, Night of the Scarecrow, and Big Money Rustlers, which of course is the 2010 Western comedy parody film by the Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. The music in this is completely inoffensive.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, I don't care.
Couldn't remember it, and I watched this yesterday.
Yeah, I remember the banjo, like the background banjo music that plays in the van from the first one infinitely more than I remember a lick of score from this.
True. The other composer, Pat Regan, had done music for Stepfather 2, Tales from the Dark Side the movie, Stepfather 3, and My Grandpa is a Vampire.
Are the Stepfather films, do they take place after Mr. Mom? Are they in the Mr. Mom universe?
Yeah, I think they are.
Okay.
They star, what is his name? Terry Quinn is his name from Lost, who was the guy in the wheelchair John Locke.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
he stars in like those horror movies.
Yeah.
That was kind of his claim to fame before Lost.
Being Jeremy Bentham and Lost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The other thing that the soundtrack on this movie has a lot of is like heavy metal and thrash metal tracks.
Yeah.
Including a title track of Leatherface by the thrash metal band Laz Rocket, which plays over the closing credits.
It sounds like if Metallica weren't good. If that makes sense. Like if Metallica were a band and they went to a label,
right?
And they're like, we got a demo. And they listened to the demo and they went, oh, you guys are bad. And they were like, fuck. Well, now we're going to have to sell this demo to a movie studio to Robert Englund, who sounds like Robert Englund.
Right.
Yeah.
In the hierarchy of slasher songs, obviously it's Dream Warriors.
It's always going to be at the top.
It's always at the top by Dokken.
Honestly, no. Oh, slashers.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I was going
What were you gonna say?
I was going to say horror music just in general. It is to me a split 50-50 tie at the very top of the mountain of horror music.
Okay.
Of Dokken's Dream Warrior.
Right.
And Goblin's Suspiria theme.
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. They just live right next to each other.
Yeah, because they're very different.
And then right underneath that is the intro song for Prometheus.
Then you have Alice Cooper's He's Back.
No.
I like that song.
Okay.
And then this one is further down there. I'd rather listen to like
you have to dig into a subterranean lair that's under like a weird theme park and like a mountain that's being chopped apart by a sheriff with a giant chainsaw to find this song.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's a good song.
Yeah.
Or the Ramones' Pet Cemetery.
I would rather listen to just a single tuba walk from the Beetlejuice theme.
Okay.
On repeat. For however long the entire film, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Leatherface, whatever it is.
It's about 85 minutes.
Just bum 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 bum. But you never get the ba ba ba.
Yeah, you don't get the
it's just bum 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 bum. And I'd have to listen to that for an hour and 30 minutes.
Like, that's fine.
Better
than this.
Yeah. I feel more relaxed.
After the success of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, New Line Cinema bought the rights to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Cannon Group with the intention of turning it into a new series. So New Line CEO Robert Shea had hoped to move on from the comedic tone of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and bring the series back to its gritty roots with and cast the title character Leatherface as the primary star above his cannibalistic family. So the studio fast-tracked development and shot a teaser trailer that supposedly Kane Hodder plays Leatherface in the trailer.
Right, because we've talked about this because he's the one that's played them all.
Right. And that's they shot that trailer before the director was even hired, before any other production was done. They were just like, let's just get a trailer shot and put it out there, get it in people's minds that Leatherface is coming back. Kane Hodder was also the stunt coordinator on this film, and he was the stunt double of R.A. Milioff, who plays Leatherface in this movie, ultimately. If you haven't seen the trailer, it is the most ridiculous thing ever.
Okay.
It is like, it's almost done in one shot where the camera just kind of like pushes down, and it's a big hulking figure with his back to the camera, and he's standing on the edge of a lake. And then from the lake, a giant metal chrome chainsaw comes out, and it's being held by like almost a mermaid hand that flings it out of the water into the air, like Lady in the Lake with Excalibur. And he then catches it and turns to the camera and revs it. And then we just hard push into his face. And then it just goes, Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Two things.
Uh-huh.
The first thing, I don't mean to nitpick you, but they didn't push in on his face. They pushed in on somebody else's face that he is wearing.
Oh.
Now, he possesses that face, but
Right.
colloquially,
He owns
it's not
it.
his face.
Okay.
Two, yeah, that sounds really stupid.
Mm-hmm.
People were like, I don't care about this. Like, at the time the trailer's out, it's like you're sitting in a movie theater getting ready to watch whatever fucking 90s movie. And it's like, what is that? I was born 10 years ago. I was born 20 years ago. I don't know what this is.
And it was this.
Boom, 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 boom.
Tobe Hooper was originally going to be involved in this film. He had submitted a treatment to New Line execs, but he bowed out of the project due to scheduling conflicts concerning his other film, Spontaneous Combustion, which came out in 89.
Damn it, Tobe Hooper.
Producer Michael DeLuca had hired novelist David J. Schau, who was reworking the studio's A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child at the time, to pen the script for this movie. Apparently, Tom Savini and Peter Jackson were both considered to direct. But then Jonathan Butel was hired instead. He departed the project for unstated reasons, which then led the studio to hire Jeff Burr to ultimately direct. New Line began scouting locations in July of 1989. And in a statement, they said that they were going back to, quote, hardcore horror with this one. So the director Burr had wanted originally Gunnar Hansen to return to the role of Leatherface, but the parties could not come to an agreement on financially what he was owed. Mm-hmm. And so he instead turned to his colleague, R.A. Mihailoff. Mihailoff?
That's how I read it.
Okay,
So I don't know.
Mihailoff. To audition for the role after Hansen was out. And then, like we said, Viggo Mortensen was cast by Burr after being impressed with his performance in Prison. Prison is a horror movie that he starred in with Kane Hodder as well.
Okay, interesting.
The shooting took place in Valencia, California at the end of July in 1989. The director had originally intended to film on 16 millimeter in Texas like the original, but the sets for the farmhouse and the gas station had already been built in California. So prior to him even being hired.
That's interesting. Because you would think all the stuff that was around the Sawyer house in this one was filmed in the deep, deep parts of Louisiana.
Yes.
Because there's a swamp in the middle of Amarillo, Texas.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, I've never been to Texas. I don't know if that's accurate.
I don't know either.
Is that the swamp that's being drained?
A lot of that is probably what it is.
Okay, because they're going to find a lot of bodies. I mean, they will, if they metaphorically drain the swamp. If this administration metaphorically drained the swamp, they would also find a lot of bodies because they have been responsible for a lot of people's deaths.
Right.
They would also probably find the list.
Uh-huh.
It's probably in there, in the swamp somewhere.
And then somehow, miraculously, nothing would happen to any of those people.
And you know what they wouldn't find? Elon Musk's sense of humor, because it simply doesn't exist.
You're right. With production going over schedule and over budget, the studio apparently fired Burr 1 week into production, but with no one else to replace him, they rehired him.
Hilarious.
So apparently during production, a wildfire had destroyed several locations, and so they had that to deal with. Like, they had to kind of frame shots around that to not show all of these trees that had been burnt out in the backgrounds of shots.
Also hilarious.
It also, a lot of the filming took place very close to, like, less than a mile from a Six Flags theme park.
Huh.
And so you could actually hear screaming from people on roller coasters and things there on the different rides in the background, which then led to them having to do a bunch of like ADR work and editing and things with the sound after the fact. And then, like most of these movies, we have a lot of, the film has gained some notoriety prior to its release due to a battle between New Line Cinema and the MPAA, which initially rated it an X for its graphic violence. This is actually the final film to receive this rating from the MPAA because they changed X to NC-17.
Gotcha.
After this.
Okay. That's crazy.
The director, Jeff Burr, cited issues involving like the studio and that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 had been released unrated, but the film's grim tone for this one like took it in a different direction. So the studio eventually relented, and they trimmed a lot of the graphic elements out of this. And he said the film negatives were cut to meet the release deadline. Apparently a total of like 4 minutes and 18 seconds was cut in order to finally get MPAA approval. This is a movie where it was cut for a long time, and then they finally have released the like unrated or uncut versions of it, whatever they consider it. But like ultimately, other than some blood, there's still, I mean, you get some interesting stuff with like the hands, and the real shame I think here is that the effects in this are done by K&B.
Oh, wow.
So, cause they're like, their names are in the opening credits.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of whenever they have her like on the chair in the house, and you see like her hands being nailed down.
There are also things that were clearly shot that are gone.
Yeah.
Things like you see them take the hooks with whatever his name is.
Yeah. Ryan or
Four Eyes.
Yeah.
You've got they take these hooks and they go to put them in his ankles. And they shoot just about up to the spike of the hook going in his ankle, and then it cuts away. I was like, I'm sure they actually shot that.
Yeah. I have to wonder, there's so many things in this movie, and this is where I think we'll get into the actual discussion, is like, there are so many moments in this where it just seems like they're going, oh, why don't we just do what was in that original movie
Oh my
again?
God, yeah. And we'll get all over that. Yeah. I mean, third time's the charm, except it isn't, because it's not technically the third time, and it's also not charming.
Junior's been getting out of hand lately. And I got a present for him. I got a fine present, gonna keep him in line. Yes, sir.
You like that last present you got on that electronic thing, Jay?
Of course you did. That's progress, boy. Technology is our friend. You might even learn something. Ain't that right, Mama?
What do you think of our little lady?
Uncertain. She looks to me like she might go all screamy on us, Eddie.
I wish you'd call me Tex. I told you.
I'm sorry, boy. God damn it, I'm sorry.
He told him. He said, call me that.
Yeah. It's what he prefers.
Yeah. And his friend was like, I'm sorry, dude. Or his dad or whatever. He's like,
Again, we are in this weird, not only do we not know the relation of them to Leatherface
but we also don't know the relation of them to each other.
at all.
We also don't know the relation of them to the originals.
No.
Are they called Sawyers?
Yes, their last name is given as Sawyer.
So maybe here's my theory. Before we even start, here's my theory is that there are, okay, so my last name is Minette.
Right.
And there are several sects of Minettes that live in the area that we live in because we are a family and we all kind of live in the same area. It makes sense that we would, end up in the same place. So maybe it is just that all over Texas, there are cells of Sawyer families. However, all of them have a mentally handicapped son.
Right.
And that mentally handicapped son loves to chop apart, possibly eat, and definitely wear people. He loves chainsaws. He's the only through line. No, the fucking gas station guy.
Yeah, well, and that's what I mean by they're just doing watered down versions of everything that we've seen.
The only thing that we're really missing is a parallel to Drayton. Because he's so unique.
Yes.
That he's not really reflected here.
And I mean, that's probably wise to not try because we had just seen him in both the original and part 2. And it's such a ratcheted up version of that in 2 that you then can't try and recapture that magic. So you have to go a different direction.
Which is, of course, tracheotomy mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this takes place, I guess, in 1990. So it's 17 years after Leatherface's killing spree in 1973, and then 13 years after Sally Hardesty dies,
right, in a
in
like
a
clinic or
private
something.
healthcare facility.
Okay, yeah,
She
yeah.
dies in like 1977, and then what we see for the opening credits is Leatherface has just killed a woman, and he's making a new mask out of her face.
Which looks good.
Yo, all of this looks great.
Yeah.
And then he is being watched by that girl's sister.
Right.
Sarah, I believe is her name. No. Yes, Sarah. Gina is the woman he has killed. Sarah is the girl who's watching, who we meet up with later.
Right.
This whole opening credits scene, like this sequence, was done as an homage to the opening of A Nightmare on Elm Street, where you get Freddy making his glove.
Okay. I don't hate that.
And because, this is New Line. So.
Or like Jason making his machete, or Michael making his knife.
Yeah, carving
quote
his pumpkins.
To quote Patton Oswalt, I don't care where the thing I love comes from. I just care about the thing I love. Of course, he was talking about Angelina Jolie having come from John Voight's ballsack, but that's a Patton Oswalt joke.
Yeah.
If you'd like to hear us in the same breath of Patton Oswalt, check out John Keogh, who you can go back in our history and find. You can find him on our Instagram as well. John Keogh has a round table. It's been a long time since
Like a
we pitched
revolving
this.
door.
Yeah, commentary track of John Carpenter's The Thing, where we are featured a few times in his commentary, along with Funny Bad Patton Oswalt.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And while you're out there looking at John Keogh's Vimeo or his YouTube, he just released this incredible, like massive, like supercut of all these different movies cut to music. And it is wild and insane and amazing. And it dropped like last week.
Not a sponsor.
No,
We're just fans.
just fans.
Be your friends' fans,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Support each other. We all need it.
Yeah.
Another thing we get right here in this beginning is we get the like Leatherface sliding open a door.
Yeah.
Which is,
it's the whole thing is just, it's what you said. Let's do a cheap facsimile of all the things that you like. And it's like, yeah, but then we don't like those.
Right.
Right.
You haven't earned any of these moments.
Right. Because they do the crawl, which is already like, and if that wants to be a series staple, I don't care.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
But then the other thing becomes, then it's like cut to body pit, which is like clearly, remember the first movie, how there was like somebody desecrated all these bodies in this graveyard and made like a menagerie. There's a bunch of skulls here. It's gross out. Look at us. We did it. We did it even sicker. Ow. Wah. And it's
Pretty
like,
much.
who cares, man?
Yeah, it is.
Because it doesn't do anything for the story.
No, because it's our main lead couple here, Michelle and Ryan. They just happen upon, they're driving through Texas. They're from California. They're driving to Florida, apparently.
Yeah.
Which one, don't come here. We don't want you.
Yeah. We're closed.
We're closed.
To quote presidential hopeful Kamala Harris, do not come.
But they're driving and they just kind of happen upon, like we hear the radio report of it because that's what they did in the first movie.
Yeah.
And then they happen upon the crime scene. And then we cut over for a second and we see, did you catch the cameo here?
Oh, no, I guess I didn't.
We have a cameo by Caroline Williams as the reporter.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Who may or may not be Stretch from part 2. But we just cut
That's
over.
all she would agree to do.
And it's like basically, yeah. And it's like two like forensics guys and they're taking pictures. And so you get the flash bulb of the bodies. And they're
like moldered and soupy and like the skull is in that opening of like that opening shot. Yeah, it's member berries. The whole movie is fucking member berries.
Right. And I mean, this is like, I guess like just a super early version of that.
Yeah.
But it's gotta be, it's the over course correction of that original movie is a perfect lightning in a bottle thing that happened. Took the world by storm, whatever. 12 years later, the same director, Tobe Hooper, comes back and goes, I want to do it again. And then basically tricks the company into, well, yeah, but I'm going to make it a black comedy, which is what I believed the original was. And then...
Because he is a maniac.
And then when that didn't work, it takes another, however many years for them to, like, another company to pick it up and be like, no, let's take it back to the horror again. But we'll just do the same thing.
It's Star Wars. George Lucas made those first 3 movies with really competent people, but he was like, I think this is supposed to be like a really politically intriguing, sort of story like that. And they were like, no, that's all stupid. Let's make it an adventure. And so he got bullied into making 3 incredible movies. And then he was like, okay, well, now I'm going to do what I wanted. And he makes just the worst shit ever. And then Disney was like, no, back to the first thing. Just do that all again.
And they did.
Yeah, by the way, you'll note that in that, I did call the prequel trilogy bad movies.
Yeah. I don't want any confusion there.
Yeah, I don't want you or any of these people listening to me talking right now think that I like them.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
All right.
Neither of us do. I'm putting words in your
You are
mouth.
putting words in my mouth.
And those words are fuck Watto.
I am currently surrounded by episode 1 merchandise.
Not in the room that we're in. He brought it out.
Yeah.
He brought it out just in case I brought this up.
I have to set it up every time we record. Just in the off chance that it finally happened.
It takes us 40 minutes to set and break every time.
So our lead here, Michelle, is played by Kate Hodge. She was in 20 episodes, which I think is almost the full run of a show called She-Wolf of London. She is in Rapid Fire, a 92 action flick directed by Dwight H. Little, who also directed Halloween 4. She was also in The Hidden 2, a sci-fi horror film from 93, and a sci-fi film or a sci-fi series for 13 episodes of something called Level 9.
I hope that she wasn't in anything else after this.
She wasn't in. Those are her genre things, and there weren't a lot other things. Her boyfriend.
Yeah, not explained. She calls him a friend.
Yes,
and I think that dialogue is because she wants to put Viggo Mortensen's big old Morton. It doesn't matter. His penis in her mouth.
Yeah, his long sword.
Oh, good.
Yes, and who doesn't?
I definitely would.
Yeah, he's great.
He's great.
But yes, her boyfriend who they just are arguing this whole time. They have a great relationship. We're shown very early.
And this is because it is shown very early on, but this is exactly my problem with the entire movie.
Yeah.
No one says anything like people talk.
Nobody talks like people in this.
The person who wrote this movie is from space. No one talks like that.
Yeah.
It's like they pull up and it's like, what's going on here? Oh, it's none of your business. Go. Don't stop for anyone. Keep driving no matter what. And they're like, okay, but what happened? And he's like, go now. And it's just so stilted. And she's like, will you stop with fiddling with those headphones or whatever? And he's like, yes, I'm sorry. I'll stop it. But I don't want to have to. And it's just like, everyone is so bitchy and argumentative that by the time she's getting her hands nailed to the chair, I'm like, more nails, pinhead.
Are we supposed to be rooting for the family in this movie?
No, I think we're supposed to be rooting for the end credits.
That's good.
Thanks.
That's very good.
We'll put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah. Ryan is played by William Butler. He was in Ghoulies 2 in 87. He's in Friday the 13th, The New Blood in 88. He plays a character named Michael, who I couldn't remember.
Fuck you, Michael.
He is in 2 episodes of Freddy's Nightmares, and he is in the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead. But I believe with those credits, that means that he was killed by Jason, Freddy, and spoilers, Leatherface, and he may be the only person who's been killed by all 3.
He's not killed by Leatherface. He's killed by a child.
Oh, you're right.
Well, technically, he's killed by gravity.
Yeah, that's the true killer.
Aren't we all?
Killed by gravity?
Yeah, it shrinks us. Turns us into little old people.
That's correct.
We'd like to give a special shout out to the elderly listening to these episodes.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, when's the last time we've referenced something that happened in the original film? Because next they run over an armadillo. Remember an armadillo? We didn't even mention it in our discussion.
No, because
the movie basically starts with an armadillo, a dead armadillo.
They run over an armadillo, and she's like, again, another example of dialogue. She's like, well, it's clearly suffering. We need to put it out of its misery. And she goes and gets a big rock and stands there, and then she turns around and she's like, I can't do it. And he goes, okay, give it to me. And it's like,
now,
what?
Let me tell you.
What?
Let me tell you. That's called a setup, because you get a payoff for it later.
Okay.
You get some character growth in this movie.
You do get, but
That's all you get is that moment to then pay off later.
Listen, I've never killed an armadillo. I've never killed any animals, unless we count. If you were one of those people that counts insects as animals, then yes, I am a butcher. But outside
You
of
never
that,
like hit something with your car?
no, never.
Oh, my first car, I hit not on purpose, obviously. I hit a raccoon.
That's very sad.
Yeah, it was very sad.
Guys, I'm gonna send you his address.
You should.
Burn his house down.
Please do.
It's also my house.
Yes.
Kill us, please.
Dylan, of course, gets no say in this.
Yeah, no, he's out. I already got him. Because that's what I was going to say. I've never killed an insect, but I've killed many men. So I don't know how much of a payoff that is.
Did you notice the armadillo has an earring?
I did notice that. And then there's also like a coyote later that has an earring.
And did you notice that whatever his name is, who I'm forgetting right now, one of the brothers, Tinker,
Yeah.
he also has that same earring?
I did notice that.
Yeah. That's a thing.
That's visual storytelling. You know what that is, Derek? We're giving this movie a lot of shit. That's show don't tell, baby.
Yeah.
That's good.
You got to pick up on those little things, you know?
I'm kidding. This is really stupid. Is it suggesting, by the way, that far away they're using these animals to like lure people?
Yeah.
Because what? How? If that's supposed to be intentional, how?
Like how are they controlling an armadillo?
How do they know that they hit it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Also, what difference would it make? If people showed up to the gas station, are they looking for animal blood to pick? They eat these people. It's not like a moral test.
Yeah, the main thing is you got to get people to the gas station.
Yeah.
But them running over an armadillo didn't like pop a tire for them. They pop a tire later. After the coyote.
The reason they went to the gas station is because they're in the middle of fucking nowhere. And
it's called the Last Chance gas station.
Yeah. Which, remember the gas station?
I do.
From the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie?
I do.
The only thing that's missing is that the guy doesn't get up and start washing the car.
Yes,
from the first
that's what
movie.
we're really missing. But yeah, they go to Last Chance and they meet. There's a cowboy hitchhiker who is named Tex, who we meet in a second, and then they meet the station's owner who is named Alfredo. And
which I didn't know because nobody calls him that.
No, but he's wearing, isn't it? It's on his shirt. Maybe?
It's on his shirt, and that's what he's listed as in the credits.
Gotcha.
Because I saw Alfredo and I was like, is it like the Italian, like the Fiat car from fucking Cars?
Yeah.
Shit, he's in this? they got a lot of names like Food Fight.
Yeah. Too many.
Too many
What
names.
did they owe to have to be in that?
I don't know. Was it made on an island?
Maybe.
If it was made on an island, was it the island?
Could have been.
We have to stop making jokes about that.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to do anything.
No.
We were hoping, guys, that we would draw enough attention to it that we'd solve the problem.
Yeah.
But nobody gives a shit about this show. And apparently nobody gives a shit about
what happened to
a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Why even talk about horror anymore? The real world is so much scarier. That's a really deep thing I just said.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why like horror films are doing so well in theaters this year.
That's fair.
We are, escaping the horrors of real life into the back rooms and Obsession and Hokum and Passenger and The Mummy and
more.
Evil Dead Burn and
Scream 7. No, not Scream 7.
So much that.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna stop.
The woman that was in the front row when we went and saw it, she escaped from Scream 7 like a dozen times. She just kept getting up and leaving.
She escaped from sobriety.
Yeah, she smoked a bag of meth out in that parking lot, and then she came back in and she yelled at her boyfriend. I fucking hate movie theaters.
Alfredo is played by Tom Everett, who was in Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. He played someone who is just listed as Flashlight Man.
Good.
Couldn't tell you. He is in Prison from 1987, and he's also in Tremors 3 from 2001.
Do you remember in the first movie when they pick up this guy and like he's like a hitchhiker and he's got this weird like marking on his face and he seems almost like a facsimile of a person, like a simulacrum of a regular person, and he's just so bizarre and he seems to revel in violence and death, and he's so the performance is so unsettling and the dialogue is so bizarre. And then he's got that little pop-up flash camera and he takes a picture of Franklin, the guy in the wheelchair in the first movie. And he's like, he's trying to make Franklin give him money for it. And then like threatens them all as them saying no to that. He flies off the handle. Do you think that this movie needed to do that with a different character from a different, apparently, family?
Like immediately with no explanation?
Like within the first 5 minutes of the movie, do it again?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because that's the most egregious example of remember this that I can think of is it's a good picture. $3.95, I'll give it to you. $3.95. And he's like,
and like they try to make like a joke out of it, but it doesn't work. It's like, what are we? He's like haggling over the price, but then he just keeps saying the same number over and over again.
Yeah. But his performance,
to what end?
His performance is either really tuned in to the hitchhiker, where it's like I don't have any real expressionism. It's all just sort of flat and mentally ill, or he's a bad actor,
right?
And I'm thinking that it's probably the latter because the former wouldn't have found itself into this movie. Yeah, unless you're Viggo Mortensen, in which case
you played Edward. But you go by Tex.
Yeah.
He was in Prison, like I said, from 87. That's directed by Rennie Harlan, but it's also starring Kane Hodder. He was also in The Prophecy, a fantasy horror film from 95. I didn't know this because I've never seen the remake of Psycho, but he's apparently in the 89 remake of Psycho. He is in something called the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Unfamiliar.
He plays someone called Aragorn.
So you can't get the guy who plays Leatherface's name right, but Aragorn you have no problems with.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because you've heard it before.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because you're a big nerd.
Not
I bet
me.
you play Magic, dude.
No. Definitely not.
What does a land do?
It taps for mana.
Aha!
But then Viggo Mortensen was also in A History of Violence, Eastern Promises, and Crimes of the Future. All of those directed by David Cronenberg.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know he had like a horror-ish start.
Those, I mean, he has this start because this is very early in his career.
I guess Cronenberg doesn't really do a horror exclusively.
Yeah, it's because two of those are gangster films, and then Crimes of the Future, which is his most recent one that he starred in, is like a sci-fi horror film.
I adore him in. I just watched Green Book.
Yeah,
which was great, and he's amazing in that. I mean, so is Mahershala Ali.
Oh yeah,
they're so good. He is. I want to say he's the best part of it. I mean, okay, no, because he's not. Ken Foree is the best part of this movie,
right? But Viggo, I like what he's doing in this movie.
I like what he's doing. He's just written into a corner.
Yes,
because there's nothing good for him to do.
Right.
It is an interesting concept that like this guy who's like he's fit and he's handsome and he dresses well and he's part of the honeypot, he's part of the trap, and he gets people lured. Then when he gets home, he kind of messes it, like he fucks his hair up, so it's more of like a bowl cut. And he puts on like an unflattering, like almost like childlike outfit, and he's just like another bumpkin. I like that.
Yeah,
they just don't do it well.
Yeah.
They don't draw enough attention to any of it, and they don't know whether or not to make him like the middle child, kind of confused sort of family man, the family guy, or if they want to make him still like sexy suave, like he kind of like, blowing kisses at our lead, Michelle. They don't know what direction to take it.
Yeah.
So then it becomes both, and then neither are good.
Right. It's not enough in either direction to really work fully. But yeah, Tex is here. He's just been dropped off. And of course, we don't know at this point he's part of it. And it's like, I think he does I think they do a good enough job in this opening to not have you think he has anything to do with it.
No, I had forgotten that he was even in the movie.
Right.
And then seeing it, it's like, oh, right. And then, you get closer and you see him in the road later on in the movie. And I was like, oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a good little
turn. Yeah. Cause he's flirting with Michelle. And then when she goes to the bathroom, he tries to get Ryan. He tries to talk Ryan into taking a different route down this like road that's been built in the last 20 years since, the map that Ryan has. Cause did you notice when was this map printed? It's like 1973. And it's like, oh, see, 1973. Cause that's when the events of the original film take place. It's a little,
it's just
nod.
It's so fucking complicated. It's, can you take me to Houston or Dallas or whatever the fuck?
Can you take me home?
And it's no, please, no, please, no, please, no.
What if you just happen to take this road that would take me there?
And it's like, fine, but you should take this new road. And it's like, hey, you guys are writing the movie. It doesn't exist. You're making it exist however you want. Just make them take him. And he leads them to the trap.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Well, because I don't know.
Yeah, there's no reason.
Because they invent this reason of while that conversation is happening, then we're also witnessing Alfredo is playing Peeping Tom on Michelle in the bathroom.
Which, by the way, I love this set. It's great.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. It's putrid. It's perverse.
And it feels so like lived in. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much. I haven't done a lot of like road tripping and things like that, and like stopping at like truck stops and things in the middle of nowhere. But like that's what you imagine it looks like.
Yeah.
And even like the first time we see Alfredo, he's sitting in a chair outside of this the gas station, and he's cutting the pictures out of a porno mag.
Right.
And then whenever Michelle goes into the bathroom, the walls of the women's room, I guess, are plastered with cutouts from porno magazines.
Yeah. I also like the line, it's like a throwaway line, but he gets up from the chair when they pull in and he's like, excuse me, ladies. And he like sets down all the cutouts on the ground. It's like, all of that is kind of funny, which makes me think that the writer had nothing to do with any of it.
Yeah. Like they all have their little moments. And then it's whenever they like look at the camera and go, I took a picture of you. That'll be 365. It's like, no, we don't need that. Just make this a new character.
Yeah. Except when they did make new characters, which are Michelle and Ryan, they're also terrible.
Yes.
And oh my God.
The constant bickering is annoying to an nth degree. Like it's nonstop. So to push us ahead into a prime example of that, they say no to Tex. He confronts Alfredo for perving on Michelle through the bathroom. They get in a scuffle. Alfredo pulls out a shotgun and assumedly murders Tex. Right. Shoots Tex right in the face. Did he deserve it? Yes. Oh. We don't know that yet. Right. But but I guess ultimately, yeah. Hindsight's 2020, but we should have known all along that he did deserve that. Yep. Yeah. And so, but this is what I mean is like Alfredo fires a round at the car, blowing out the back windshield. Right. Fires another round at Tex. And then Ryan's like, he just dusted him. He dusted him. And she's like, who? And he's like, the Tex, the cowboy, he got him. And she's like, oh my God, are you serious? He's like, drive. And she's like, I am. Yep. And that's what I mean. That no one talks like people. He's screaming, drive, go, faster, drive. And there's nothing happening. Nothing happening. You are already around the corner and have gone like half a mile. It is so bizarre. Yeah. And like a couple weeks ago, we had talked about M. Night Shyamalan for some reason. And I'm a big fan of him. And he is someone who does not know how to write people who talk like people. But whenever he does it, to me, it is in the most interesting, weird, and charming ways. Well, it's like Tarantino. This is just annoying. Yeah, Tarantino also doesn't know how fucking people talk. Right. His dialogue is the most stilted, bizarre. No one talks like that. But it's his style. So it's almost like you're transported to a world where people do talk like that. Exactly. This is like you're transported in the real world on a prison bus to hell. So yeah, they take this road.
Oh, I do like a line though that Alfredo gives. Because he's trying to flirt and be like a candidate for Michelle to want to sleep with, and she's disgusted by that. So as they're pulling away, he screams, "I'll fuck you in hell," and it was so like, because that's horrible and horribly dark.
Yeah,
but it's like that feels like the movie they wanted to make. And then he's like, "You want this picture?" And it's like, God damn it.
Yeah, there is a lot of like sexual, like I wouldn't even call it innuendo in this.
No.
It's just like them saying just vile things.
Well, I'll cut way the fuck ahead, and we'll have to come back to this eventually. But they mentioned they have Michelle nailed to a fucking chair in their house. They're like, well, what are we gonna do with her? They're like, well, if we don't need to kill her and eat her yet, I guess Leatherface makes good babies, and it's like. That's disgusting.
It is one of the most fucked up things in this whole movie.
No, bar none.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible. But it works for the genre of horror that we're in.
Yes.
It's why Otis in House of a Thousand Corpses, or well, less House of a Thousand Corpses, more Devil's Rejects, is so disturbing. It's like, yeah, because people do that shit. They shouldn't. And it's the biggest, most obvious form of evil on the planet. But those are the kinds of evil that these stories are telling.
Right.
So, I don't know.
But yeah, they get away from there. They end up taking the road because Ryan, take the road the cowboy said, and they go. And then we see a big truck leave the gas station and go after them.
Like, it's not even like, it's like a Ford Bronco.
Yeah.
It's not, it's like a Jeep.
But it's got a bunch of like lights on it.
And animal carcasses strung around it.
And so it speeds up behind them, and
in a scene I like, where it's like, but again, I like the idea. I hate the dialogue. It's just the theme, because the footage of like, do you hear that? And then it kind of cuts to this truck that they can hear, but it's so dark outside that they can't see it. We see it because the camera then pulls out of the car, and we're seeing it like kind of dimly lit in the red taillights.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Oh yeah. And then whenever those lights kick on, it is like a big shock moment for them of like, oh, what do we do? Like he is right on our tail.
But the way they're expressing that is so, I mean, this is, I think the moment where I fell off the movie entirely. I was already shaky. The amount of unnecessary references, the amount of kind of stupid plot complication. I was already like a little on the fence. I think this is where I fall off, because it is the loudest, most frustrating 5 minutes, because they're just screaming at each other. Like, he's gaining on us. He's gaining. And she's like, well, I know. And it's like the characters are so close to being more angry with each other than they are afraid of because it's like, she's screaming like, I know. And it's like, yeah, of course she knows. She's driving the fucking car. She knows what's happening. You sitting in the back screaming does nothing. Oh, I don't like that character.
No.
She's one thing.
Yeah.
He's
Ryan
terrible.
is the worst thing in this movie. But yeah, the truck like pulls up beside them and ends up like throwing a coyote
with an earring
onto their like hood, causing them to like crash or stop or whatever. And then they have blown a tire at some point in that chase. And then the truck, I guess, just goes off for a bit, because then they get out to change the tire.
I think it is supposed to be that the truck runs them off the road where Leatherface is waiting.
Yeah, that's ultimately what it is, because then we do the, hey, let's do the thing that they did in the original, where they're changing the tire and they're bickering back and forth like Sally and Franklin. And, one of them has a flashlight and one of them doesn't. And they keep, well, I hear something. Do you hear something? Do you hear something over there?
But man, it's so, because Franklin's fucking obnoxious.
Oh, yeah.
That whole first movie, you just want him to shut up. But it's both of them. And they're both like, she's doing do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? But it's like, you only need this interaction one time.
That's it.
You need him to go, or her to go, oh my God, do you hear that? Is that the truck? And it doesn't sound like the truck. What the fuck is that? And him to go, seriously, I need the flashlight, please.
No, let's triple that.
No, not even. Let's quintuple it. And then the entire time she's going, you need to hurry. There's something coming after us.
But then she's taking the light away, stopping him from being able to do it.
He has said.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, can you guys just please kill each other?
Yes.
Because then the Sawyers would be like, oh man.
Well, and it's like, if we look at it from you need the light, then it's like, okay, well, turn on the car lights. You're changing a tire. The car isn't dead.
Yeah, get your cell phone out.
And
turn
then-
your flashlight
yeah,
on.
exactly.
You're in the 90s, you know?
But yeah, we do that. And then they turn the flashlight around and it's on Leatherface.
And he's
pops
got a regular sized chainsaw. Normally, you would think I wouldn't need to specify that.
Right.
But in this film, I do. He has the medium one.
Yes.
Right.
And then when, he attacks the car and then eventually, because they back up, he changes the tire, they hop in, they crank the car and they back into him and
but-
knock him over.
Classic obnoxious, don't know how to write a horror movie. They can't start the car. And then they can't put it in gear. So it just gives our killer carte blanche to attack the car.
Yeah.
But a maniac who murders people quasi-professionally to then cook and eat them manages to not be able to touch them through a car where he is the distance from like me and you. He could just cut Ryan's head off his body, but instead he wants to hack the trunk to pieces, I guess.
And then he pulls the trunk lid off.
Which makes no sense.
No. But I guess it shows that he's very strong.
Great. Show us that by having him pull Ryan out of the car and smash his head like a grape.
That would be great.
That would be great.
But they make it away from Leatherface. Leatherface in this movie is played by R.A. How'd you say it?
Oh, I don't remember.
Mahaloff?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. He was in a movie directed by Jeff Burr called Eddie Presley from 92. He is in the sci-fi action film Trancers 3. He's in Pumpkinhead 2. He's apparently in Hatchet 2.
Oh, shit.
So we'll have to keep an eye out there. And he's also in Death House, that 2017 movie that I mentioned in Texas Chainsaw Massacre because it stars all of those horror icons, that long list.
Oh, yeah.
What I didn't know is that movie is written by Gunnar Hansen.
What?
Yeah.
What?
We got to find it. We got to watch it.
He can't even talk.
I know.
He just goes like that or whatever.
Yeah. Well, after this movie, he learns to spell.
Oh,
as
food.
we see later. Again, a funny little moment that they then do over and over and run it into the ground.
One time.
Yep. That's all I need.
Yep.
Thankfully, we're about to meet the best person.
Yeah,
in the
we
whole
get
movie.
saved.
Yes.
By a horrible head-on collision.
Right.
Because they get away from Leatherface and immediately wreck head-on with a Jeep. Driven by, what is it, Benny?
Benny.
Played by Ken Foree.
Yes.
He's in a couple things you might know.
He's in Dawn of the Dead from 78, the original.
Yeah.
He's in the Lovecraft film From Beyond in 86. He is in The Dentist, a slasher movie from 96. And then much later, we would see him in The Devil's Rejects in 05. He is in Halloween in 07.
Rob Zombie's, yes.
And The Lords of Salem, also Rob Zombie.
Okay.
And then what I know him from originally, I wonder if it's the same place you do. Because he is Keenan's father in Keenan and Kel.
Yeah.
For that entire...
I don't know where I thought you were going to go with that. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to mention Keenan and Kel.
Oh, but it's great.
Yeah, I love Ken Foree. He is huge and hilarious. He's so funny in this movie.
He is. He's so funny in like everything, and it's something about his delivery.
His bathroom fight with Michael in the Rob Zombie Halloween movie is truly hilarious. But yeah, so he crashes, they crash. He gets out. He goes to find them.
And he patches them up.
He gives them fucking Percocet.
Yeah.
Because at one point they're like, what did you give us, man? And it's like, oh.
And they almost immediately pass out on the side of this hill.
He's like, Ryan's like crawling towards her. Like, he's crawling towards her like they gave him horse tranquilizer. Yes. And he is like, Michelle, I don't feel good. What did you give us? And he's like, I gave you a painkiller. I gave you a pain medication. You broke your leg. Like, what do you mean? He's like, you didn't break your leg, but he's like, you just got into a head-on car crash. I am a survivalist. I've given you medication and bandaged your wounds. And then Leatherface runs at him and he's like, what the fuck? No, that's the reason I bring up the fact that Leatherface in the last attack used a medium chainsaw is because he now uses the tiny saw that made Dylan laugh out loud.
Oh, good. He got to watch this one with
This
you?
is where he started watching it. He had gotten home and he started watching it.
Okay.
Leatherface pulls out a bone saw, but like
Oh, yeah.
an electric little bone cutter.
Yeah, because, okay, so like Benny, they go to find Tex because Michelle's like, we got to go help this cowboy guy, Tex.
Right.
And
Oh, yeah, because she sees like a flash of his face in the road.
yes, that's the thing that makes them crash in the first place.
Yeah.
Is they're driving along and then Tex runs across the road in front of them. And so they swerve and end up hitting each other and like,
Why he's there, why he looks like he's in distress, why any of this is happening is never explained.
no, but ultimately we can put it together of like, this is part of the bit, I guess, to make them
But
crash.
why is it so fucking complicated?
I don't know, because it all is.
'Cause they
They
don't-
trained an armadillo.
Yeah,
But then
with
they
the
have
earring.
a dead coyote that they just huck at people.
No, he was alive.
He
They
was
trained
alive.
him to jump out of the truck.
Oh my God.
He was a suicide jumper.
Oh, no note.
No.
Just a selfish act.
The note is the earrings are lockets that contain the suicide notes.
Okay.
That the animals leave when they go to kill themselves because they're tired of being around the Sawyers.
And so once they decide that like, hey, we're going to go find Tex, and then Michelle and Ryan basically pass out, Benny bumps into a hook-handed man who's named Tinker. I guess he goes by Tink.
Yeah, Tinko Honda.
Who's like setting up these road flares.
Him and Jinky Minus.
And we, the audience, find out or notice first that he is driving the truck from before.
Right. Ken Foray sees that he has a damaged, kind of fucked up chainsaw in the back of his truck.
Right.
Puts it together because Michelle and Ryan had said to Benny, like, oh, yeah, he came at us with a chainsaw, and Benny sees all the damage to the car.
And so he takes this moment.
He's like, give me 5 seconds.
I'm going to go over here. I got to get something out of my truck.
And he gets a rifle,
Yeah.
assumedly,
I think it's like a submachine gun that he uses later. And I'm pretty sure he calls her Lucille.
which is a reference to Walking Dead.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
No, I have to wonder if, Walking Dead borrowed that from this.
No, I can't imagine.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think Robert Kirkman was a big fan?
I think Lucille, because B.B. King's guitar was named Lucille, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's just a famous example of somebody naming an object that they're very close with.
Okay. You're probably right.
Yeah. Now, so he tries to load bullets from a coffee can into the magazine of the gun.
Mm-hmm.
But he's taking just long enough that Tink is like, I'm going to run him down with my car. But instead of doing that, he then gets into a head-on collision with the flipped Jeep that Benny is standing next to.
Mm-hmm. And then Benny rolls down a hill.
And then is attacked
For
by
too
Leatherface.
long.
Yeah. Oh my God. He does. He rolls. It reminds me of Arrested Development when the Charlize Theron's character and Michael roll down the hill over and over again.
Yes.
It's like, whee! It's like, what the fuck?
But when he makes it to the bottom, he's almost immediately attacked by Leatherface.
He rips this chainsaw out of Leatherface's hands, to which Leatherface pulls out. Oh, now what's funny is it looks like a plaster saw, like a saw that you would use to cut a cast off.
That's what I thought.
They can't cut skin.
Right. But this one,
It's redesigned. Tink fixed it with his hook hand. He fixed it. Oh my God, the hook hand buster. This movie is Arrested Development.
do you think that
Ken Foray is supposed to be the Carl Weathers character?
yeah.
You got a stew going.
You throw that person into a pot?
Throw this baby skeleton into a dress. You got a doll going, baby.
And so they have their little tussle, but then eventually Leatherface is distracted by Sarah, who is the
Woman
girl
from the
we
beginning.
saw escape in the opening credits. Let me go over. Tinker is played by Joe Unger, who was in Christine, the Stephen King adaptation that's directed by John Carpenter from '83. He's also in A Nightmare on Elm Street. He plays Sergeant Garcia, so he's one of the cops.
Okay.
He was in Pumpkinhead 2 and Night of the Scarecrow. Again, not the good one that we've watched.
Right.
And then Sarah is played by Tony Hudson, who was in The Uninvited, which is the 1988 movie about that infected cat on the yacht.
Oh, that has a cat inside of it?
Yes.
The double cat
that
movie?
was featured on Best of the Worst.
Interesting.
Christmas or Cats.
Okay. This is the second week we've done that.
But
Like in the last 3 episodes, this is
found
2
it
of the
interesting.
3.
But yeah, so he runs off, and Benny and Sarah, I guess Sarah gets away from Leatherface and then comes back around to Benny, and then they hang out in the woods for a bit for her to basically fill him in on, like, I mean, she is way out of it because apparently she's been out in these woods for like the last
It's like being kept captive by them.
Yeah.
Which based on the things that we have been like kind of keyed in on later in the movie, there's some not great implications about all that.
Right. But she, has been able to escape out into the woods for like the last week, where she's just kind of been fending for
living
herself,
off berries and shit.
And but it kind of fills in the story of what Michelle and Ryan were telling Benny before, that he was kind of like, I don't know about, but then he's now witnessed it all as well.
Yeah, this is really where the movie breaks in half. Half the rest of this movie is Benny's adventure.
Right.
The other half of this movie is Michelle's adventure.
Yeah. And
neither of them are good.
Not really.
No, they're both really boring, and they both take a long time.
I think that's and I mean, this is your thing. But that's what I take away from this movie most.
Is this boring?
It's boring.
It is boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I built an entire Magic the Gathering commander deck in an app on my phone watching this movie. And I can recall every detail. Nothing was lost on me.
Yeah.
Because every detail takes a second to imbibe and takes 40 minutes to finish up.
Well, yeah, because they have to tell it to you several times. And you're like, no, I got it the first time.
Yeah. So basically what happens is Michelle gets captured, hammered to a chair. All the characters do a bunch of stuff, and then she escapes. And then Benny runs around, and he gets attacked, but he escapes. And they make it out, but they get attacked one more time, but then they survive, and they leave.
Yeah. I mean, that is what happens.
Derek, do you recommend... What if I made you go along with that this time?
And then we just...
We're like an hour and 20-ish minutes. We could just be done.
We could be done.
Yeah.
But have we done this movie justice?
Yes. Yes. Typing the name of this movie into the title in our streaming services, typing the name out did it plenty. Did it more?
Yeah. They were like, really? You want to watch that? You know how like Netflix will be like, are you still watching? When you select this one, it's like, are you sure you want to start?
Are you still watching? Unfortunately, yes. Yeah. What I will say is that we are kind of doing what we're complaining about, which is we've been talking about this movie for a lot longer than we needed to. We could just say, bad movie, stupid. Hold on.
Are you trying for a haiku right
movie, now? It doesn't live up at all. The first one is best.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that worked. I think.
Texas Haiku Massacre, because that was not good at all. I'm not a poet.
Not on the spot.
No.
But if you had time, I'm sure you'd be.
I need a vocabulary. I have the vocabulary of I don't know, something that doesn't know a lot of words.
Yeah. But yeah, Benny hears Michelle and Ryan have come to from there.
And they're going, having been attacked out in the woods, having now been attacked by a man with a shotgun and a man with a chainsaw in the woods
and a truck
and a coyote. Their instinct is to go, Benny!
They're like, Benny!
Benny and his Jeep.
They do that.
Yeah.
And then Benny's like, okay, I can hear my fan base. I'm going to go check it out.
Yeah.
And he leaves this little girl in the middle of the woods where she is almost immediately murdered by Leatherface.
He's like, hey, you're going to be okay. Are you right? You're good? And she's like, what? Sorry, I'm catatonic. And he's like, is catatonic like you're like a cool cat? I'm going to take that as a yes. And then he just leaves. She gets killed and it's horribly violent. Again, another shot where it looks as though they shot more.
Yes.
Because you see
there's a lot of blood splatter.
A lot of blood splatter, but you see it's action that cuts off in a way you can almost kind of, it's like when you hear somebody get interrupted in dialogue and it's like, that the dialogue was planned to be interrupted because the person doesn't finish their line.
Right.
And it's like in a normal conversation, if you were in the middle of a sentence and I wanted to interrupt you, you would there would be seconds of you continuing your sentence.
Yeah.
It looks like the action is similar. It looks like it continues on. So they probably shot more because it doesn't look like it was interrupted intentionally. But I don't know. I could just be hoping that there was anything redeemable about this movie at any point.
I would believe so, because I think it was like 11 times they had to send it back for cuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And a lot of that footage, unfortunately, is like they cut it out of the original negatives and it just gets lost.
Yeah, that's
and
what
like
happened with...
some things get reintegrated in later, but like not all of it.
What is it? New Blood? Zombie Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they, this whole sequence is just mostly people wandering around in the dark woods. And it's, the other thing is like, okay, so Benny meets back up with like, or he's trying to find Michelle and Ryan. Leatherface attacks them and they're running. Ryan steps in a bear trap. And so Leatherface
Best part of the movie
seems to kill him in that moment and Michelle runs off. But like, all of these little bits with Benny and with Sarah and with Leatherface and with Michelle and Ryan, they're all wandering around in the woods in the dark, but it's cut in such a way that you can't tell where any of them are in relation to each other in any way. Like spatially.
Right. You can't tell where they are supposed to be. Like if you're using the car as your center point of the set, you don't know where they are, but they all seem right next to each other.
Yes. Because all the trees and all the everything looks the same. And then it's
they
like,
couldn't shoot to see the peaks of the roller coasters.
And I don't know if that's like them trying to create tension of like, oh man, at any moment they could pop out. And it's like, no, it's just confusion more than anything.
Right.
Like, and when something pops out, like it's done in the most uninteresting way that it's like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Michelle makes it to what we find out is the Sawyer house. And she
opens the door, doesn't knock, opens the door and is like, help, help, help. Is also not considering the fact like, oh, well, all these crazy people have to be coming from somewhere, but I don't fault her for that.
Right. You're looking for help in the middle of this awful situation.
You are from a rural, or you're not from a rural area. You maybe don't put that together. You see the facade of a house and go, oh, thank God.
Yeah. And then, the first thing you see when you get in is like you hear a little girl like kind of like crying, and then you see her and you follow her upstairs.
I like this. I like this. I think this works. The little girl being a member of the family and being as fucked up as they are and having a literal baby corpse as a dolly is awesome for this franchise.
It's probably the second most fucked up thing in the whole movie.
Yeah. They just don't do, they don't even do anything. It's like, they don't do anything bad with it.
No.
But they could have done so much more.
Yeah, but I think I like her performance a lot.
Yeah, she's great.
She's not annoying.
No, good
as
kid
this
actor.
kid. She's a good, and she is the little girl is played by Jennifer Banco. She was in Friday the 13th, The New Blood. She plays young Tina.
Okay,
in the flashback.
Great.
Scene. She's also in Barbed Wire, the '96 Pamela Anderson post-apocalyptic superhero film, and she would be in 13 Fanboy, which is a 2021 slasher movie that we've mentioned way back.
That has a lot of people as well.
Yep. But yeah, I think she does a good job in every scene that they have her in. The little dolly prop is like really messed up.
Yeah,
the fact that her whole childhood room is
like
just
literally
littered.
It's like dollhouse parts, a bed, and a bunch of skeletons.
Yeah,
which scared the fuck out of Darren.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it truly was the scariest thing.
It scared you to death.
Oh, here's
like we
$5.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do with that $5? Buy you a personality.
Oh, that's good. I need one.
No, don't put yourself down. You're the best of us, Ross Bacon.
But Michelle goes to console this little girl who then like
stabs her with a bone.
Yeah,
it's like a finger.
Is that what it is?
It looks like a sharpened bone. Yeah. It's like, gotcha.
And when she tries to leave, and then she's captured by Tex, who is now revealed that he is alive and he's one of the Sawyers. He's part of the family, part of the house,
part of the
family.
Yeah. He's not a homeless, like, vagrant after all. You know, he lives with his mom in some Texas house.
Right.
Fucking eating people.
Yep. He's got no car of his own.
No.
He's
He has
having
to
a
borrow
hitchhike.
His older brothers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hitchhiking around on roads to get to his house.
No job that we can tell.
Thank God that the house that they live in wasn't destroyed by a natural disaster like all the fires that burned down the forest around where they were shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he takes Michelle, I should say, down to the kitchen and nails her hands to this chair.
Yeah.
I love this.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
She's a good like the horror sort of, you need a character actor that's just good at screaming. It's like she's good for that.
I think once she's away from Ryan,
yes,
she's a
much
lot better. Because she's not just, it's
the character is still kind of useless, but that's not her fault.
No.
That's not the actress.
She's just, and unfortunately they're just going like, well, yeah, just be like Sally in the first one. Just have big eyes and scream.
Yeah.
But we're gonna cover your mouth because we don't want you to scream too loud. Because
We're also not going to give you anything as disturbing because
No.
the director doesn't have the vision required to make something that horrific.
Yeah.
But then, we kind of a meeting of the Sawyers. We meet Mama, who is an old woman. Now, historically in this show,
right,
several times in this show, I have done the impression of the tracheotomy like device.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it here. Because that would be rude. And I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, you're not gonna do it, even though it knocks them dead every time.
I got a comment once. Somebody reached out to me and said, Beans Morocco, I want to let you know that your cigarette throat thing made me laugh so hard, I crashed my car into Ken Foray's Jeep.
Holy shit.
Fortunately, they're both fine. Or maybe Ken Foray's dead. I don't know.
No, I think he's good.
Guys, leave a comment. Leave a comment and let us know if Ken Foray is alive.
Yeah. He has a small cameo in the Dawn of the Dead remake by Zack Snyder, but that was in 2004.
He also plays Keenan's dad on SNL.
He's played Keenan's dad for longer than anyone else.
Really?
Even his actual father.
What the fuck?
Mama Ann Sawyer is played by Miriam Bird Nethery. She was in From a Whisper to a Scream. She's in Stepfather 2. And then, not to belittle her as an actress, but I found this fascinating because she's married, or she was married. She has passed away. But she was married to Clu Gulager.
What?
Which means she is the mother of John Gulager.
Who should have been named Blue.
Right. Who is a movie director. He directed like the Pulse movies and some other movies. But then I also found this that I had never stumbled upon because we didn't really cover this movie. John Gulager played the assessor in Hellraiser Judgment in 2018. What the fuck? It was the craziest thing I've found in all of this. That is how far the spiderweb goes.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my God.
So we meet her.
So she's to Gulager.
Correct.
Right.
And then we also meet Grandpa.
Okay. Something that the editor does in this movie. I usually don't talk about the edits of movies. That's way more your speed. But this, oh my God, it was so funny. The amount of times that there is action happening, somebody screaming, like she's screaming and they're doing something or having a conversation. And the editor puts in a reaction shot to Grandpa. Because in this movie, he is a dead body.
Yes.
He is a like rotten corpse.
Yes.
And the camera will cut and it's like, he doesn't have eyeballs anymore. And his mouth is like rictused open. So it looks like he's like, oh, and they cut to that. And then
they do one where Michelle is screaming in the foreground. Something happens. And then I think Tex is standing there maybe, or Leatherface is standing there and he moves out of frame. And then after her reaction, it rack focuses to Grandpa in the background.
That's what I'm saying. And then later, I mean, we've already set up the fact that he's got one of these. Fucking Benny fires the gun into the house and it blows off a part of Grandpa's face. Like the eye sockets get kind of like hit from the side and blown out. And it still zooms in on him and he's missing half of his face. Oh God, it was so funny.
It's amazing.
That is a good bit. And
Grandpa doing some great work in this movie.
That's a good bit. And I think it was done in spite of the production. It's like, no, fuck you. I'm going to do something funny.
Yeah. It is to reference, like we've done several times now in this episode, Arrested Development. It is the reaction push-in shot on Franklin.
Yeah.
Job's puppet.
Franklin Delano Bluth.
We then have, like you said, the rest of the family kind of comes in. Tinker drags in. Every time I say Tinker in this movie, or even Tink talking about this guy, my mom's cat was named Tinker.
Oh, interesting.
So it was like, it's just a weird thing. Because then I think of my mom's cat dragging in Ryan and hanging him up.
But this is stupid because it's like he's missing an arm. Presumably they got hungry, so they cut it off and ate it.
Right. As one does.
Yeah, if you're a crazy cannibal, man.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
He mentions several times about, like, don't give me flesh, give me steel. Like, technology is our friend. Let's do, like, I'm the inventor one. And I built all this, like, I was like, well, I built that new way to kill him, and it's just like a fucking sledgehammer on a rope. It's like, I invented that.
Yes.
I'm Sir Isaac Tinker. I invented gravity. But it's like trying to be a unique character, but it isn't.
Yeah.
That's stupid. And only done better in the next movie by Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, it does
Spoilers.
make me think, we'll get to that once we get to that, but again, I don't think that those are supposed to be the same characters, but I think it's like it takes on some of the characteristics and pushes it further, because I remember there being some like weird technology shit that goes on in that fourth movie.
Yeah, he's got leg braces with a fucking TV remote.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend any more time on it.
We'll get there. And then we'll spend too much
Can
time.
I ask you a question? Do we have to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What if I'm willing to talk about Midnight Meat Train?
The people want it.
No, they don't.
Let us know.
The only person that I know that said anything about like, oh yeah, I'm excited for you to get to this franchise and some of the weird ones in the middle is Ruby Tesla, who's a friend of ours. Outside of that, I don't know anyone. And now that I'm saying that, I think she was talking about Hellraiser.
She absolutely was talking about Hellraiser. I do not know her opinion on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ruby, if you're listening, leave us a comment.
Yeah.
What do you think about this hulking piece of shit? What do you think about Tink's invention? You know, the pulley sledgehammer?
Yeah. I mean, maybe because her favorite of the Hellraiser sequels was 3, Hell on Earth.
Which is the weird one.
Maybe she also likes Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I highly doubt it.
I'm not going to speak for her, but no, it's not. And if it is, honest to God, I'll stop talking
Okay.
to her.
You had mentioned this earlier. They drag Ryan in. They suspend him upside down with the
Meat hooks.
hooks. Again, to me, this just feels like, because you were saying it feels like something was cut out. Like they go all the way to almost showing the penetration,
yeah.
and then they cut away. And I'm not saying I know anything. Maybe they did. KMB actually had like the hooks go through the skin and all the whole. To me, it just felt, especially the way that it's cut now, at least. We almost show the hooks go into skin, and then we cut to a screaming woman's face, just like Pam in the original.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not it's not her being penetrated with the hook, but
I can just see that being a really easy effect and really effective.
yeah.
Oh, another thing that I love is that the first thing that she sees of Ryan are his shoes. And they're talking about his sneakers being nice and how they get to keep his sneakers, and they're soaked in blood. But she sees them and she starts screaming. And all I could imagine is like, oh my God, are those the new Jordans? I wanted to get those. I couldn't make it to the mall.
Yeah.
What is it? Moochie New Money?
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves sneakers.
He is a sneakerhead.
Yeah. It's an old friend of ours.
Yeah.
We're not going to elaborate.
No, because there's no way he's listening.
Definitely not. But he did subscribe on Patreon.
We'll give him a shout out next week. We've got just a couple of interesting. I mean, we already mentioned the earring. You really see it in this scene with Tinker. Tex is also wearing what you would consider like an old woman's apron. And it's like, okay, well, is that just kind of a weird throwbacky thing to like,
Probably.
that? Leatherface comes home. This is our clip, I believe, or right around the time that the
It's
clip
right
happened.
before this. Yeah. They say racist shit
Yeah, they do.
about Ken Foray, which is not a surprise. And
No.
honestly, it makes sense for these characters to be horrible racists.
Yeah.
They eat people. Their morality is not in question here.
And I think it's mostly Tinker, if I'm not mistaken, but he says it a couple times.
Yeah, he says it a couple times. But they're talking about Ken Foray, who got away. They're upset with him. And then it's like a throwaway sequence. Leatherface has, I think, Ryan's like cassette player or something.
Yeah, his like Walkman.
And he like tries to get Michelle to listen to it. And then Tinker gets angry and throws it into like a furnace.
Yeah. Well, it's like into the oven. And it's this moment where we don't know the relationship of any of these people in the family again, but it's like we actually get to see Leatherface, not like in the original, but this time he like stands up for himself and he like grabs Tinker and shoves his good hand into the fire to pull the Walkman out.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about by good. If you were like a machine priest or like a Necron, you'd probably want the metal hand.
You know?
No, Necrons don't like being metal though.
Okay. Not metal AF?
Well, they are, but they are unfortunately metal AF is how they view it.
Okay. They also gift Leatherface.
Yes, they do. This is the big one.
The big one.
We've already talked about the little saw and the medium saw. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the big saw.
This is a huge, like 80, I think the prop was like 80 pounds. I don't know how long it is, but it's this giant
It is a
chainsaw
human body length saw bladed chainsaw
that is completely chromed.
and in the saw, like where in the little piece where the saw goes around, whatever that's called.
Yeah, like the blade itself.
What does it say? The saw is
family,
which is so
that is a reference to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Again, this movie doesn't necessarily take place in the same universe as Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 because this one is produced by New Line, and they don't own the stuff from Part 2, which is owned by Canon.
Also, Leatherface is dead after 2.
So,
Oh God! If only Bill Moseley were in this.
yeah,
I
he elevates everything.
I don't know that this is a movie that he could save. We have
Prob-
Ken Foray and it's not saved.
Yeah, that's true. I think this chainsaw prop, as ridiculous as it is the coolest thing in the whole movie.
Well, it's the only cool thing in the movie. So by that, yeah, it is.
Then
I don't care for it, and I think it's really dumb.
yeah.
And it's also a laugh out loud moment when the camera slow dollies across the words. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
And I love it. I don't know.
Sure.
To me, it's we get that sort of moment with the giant chainsaw in Part 2. And so this is,
Or the dueling chainsaw fight.
in Part 2
Oh, yeah.
or in Mandy.
Oh, God. No, never Mandy.
So
No more Mandy.
back to Benny in the woods.
Benny in the woods.
He finds Alfredo, who is throwing body parts into the swamp.
Which I think is supposed to be like a callback to the beginning where they find like a mass grave that's turned into soup
Okay.
in the sun. I think it's supposed to be a callback to that, but they don't do it well because it just looks like he's dumping bodies into like a body of water, which we find out later he is. So I don't see what the fuck the purpose was for the beginning at all.
You got me. I have no idea.
If they had to pad it out, because if they don't, well, then we don't have a movie. We have 40 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. But Benny apparently kills him. That's how every scene in this, like every sequence ends with like, oh, and then it looks like this person got killed. And then they show up later.
Right.
Oh, it looks like this person just got murdered. And they're back later.
Welcome back, Benny. Yeah.
So then we move kind of into our big finale here is like, we get this quick little scene of Leatherface. I guess they're trying to humanize him in a way where he's like looking at himself in the mirror and then he pulls out that little like electronic spelling game.
The mother says you need to go work on your lessons.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where it's like he presses like, what is this? And it's like a little digital picture and you have to type the letters in. And it's a picture of a clown. And so he types in the word food. That's a funny joke. And if he did it again, it pops up. No, that's wrong. What is this? And he types in food again. And it says, you're wrong. So he gets mad and he throws it. Hilarious.
Yeah. That's the bit.
He does it like 4 or 5 times. Yep. And the only reason we cut away is because Benny is looking at him through a window, but he, being Leatherface, continues to type food in over and over in the background until it isn't funny. It's annoying.
We get our big reveal of, Tinker's new way to kill people, which, like you said, is just a sledgehammer on a string. But the little girl gets to kill Ryan.
And the whole time that Tex is doing the countdown, keeping in mind that he's like this, like, I told you to call me Tex, and like being this little bitch boy, then suddenly he's like flirting with her again as he's counting down to kill her boyfriend. So it's like, tonally, we're everywhere.
Yeah, true. This is where we get the weird, like, Leatherface makes the best babies, and then he like kisses the little girl, and it's like, is that his daughter?
Is my assumption.
Like, we have to assume. And then the little girl gets sent upstairs by Mama to wash up for dinner, and they basically are going to give Michelle to Leatherface, and he draws on her face with lipstick.
He takes lipstick and he draws like a crosshair. And I assume he's just going to murder her.
Yeah, because then he picks up the giant chainsaw and he starts it. But Benny, who's been watching these things happen from the window, has had enough, and he just opens fire into the house.
Now, what I find so interesting about this, because he opens fire with an assault rifle, shoots these giant fucking bullets, and he shoots Tinker, gets a couple.
Right.
And one of them hits, sorry guys, that was the thing, which is my dog.
Right.
One of the bullets hits Tinker in the ear.
Yes, because you see it completely get blown off.
But that obviously wouldn't happen. Because
right.
Like the guy who runs the country was hit by the same thing.
That's true.
His ear is perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. No damage to that cartilage at all.
After he took the giant diaper Band-Aid off.
But there was blood, right? When it happened?
There was blood on the ear. Okay, that's it. Yeah, and he gets his finger shot off. The mom takes like 8 rounds.
Yeah.
I don't know why fucking Benny's outside like, oh my God, Leatherface is about to murder this girl. I have to shoot his mom 8 times. It's like, what? No.
I'm going to turn his mom into 50 Cent.
Shoot the guy with the fucking chainsaw.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, I'm going to shoot her through the neck.
He's
and
like,
it's like, well, that's a waste.
He's like, look, I'm a survivalist. I'm not a hunter guy. Okay.
What the fuck is a tracheotomy? But he shoots a bunch of them.
Yeah. And Michelle is like trying not to be caught in this crossfire. And she then has to rip her hands off of the nails.
Which looks really good. And her performance of that is really good. Another thing that I like is that after she has kind of escaped, another cool line that I picked out from the Sawyers of this, because sometimes they were given cool Sawyer-y dialogue, is Tinker is on the ground and he says something like, go get him. And he's like, okay, well, I'll be back. And he's like, I'm not going to be here. I'll be in hell before breakfast. And it's like, that's a cool fucking line. Why'd it have to be delivered by the racist idiot one with the earrings?
Yeah. It's those little moments of like, they took just enough from Chop Top from part 2.
Yeah, but not enough to make him an interesting or maniacal character.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, also, by the way, the truck that follows them and starts all of this from the gas station, the truck that follows them comes out of a garage and is being driven away as Alfredo does like the hitchhiker thing where he runs around like a spaz behind it, right? So here's my question. Was Tinker hiding in the garage of the whole time?
The whole opening where they're in the bathroom and having the conversation and everything? I guess.
It's like a 10-minute sequence, which means he's sitting in a car in a garage in the heat in Texas.
Yeah.
Man, he's sweaty as hell.
He is sweaty.
This episode brought to you by, hopefully, deodorant.
What if he was trying to kill himself?
It's like he's got like the
car is on. The truck is on.
Yeah, it's what Michael was doing at whatever the parents of the kid Annie Brackett is babysitting.
Yeah.
She was just out in that car.
Just idling.
Michael's out there just trying to end his own life.
Yeah. And then She just shows up, and the same sort of thing. Like he's in there, and like he's dipping out, like he's about to, and then like the knock comes and is like, no, you have to go get them. They just drove away. He's like, fine, okay.
I gotta live. Are you the Netflix? Are you still alive? And he's like, yeah, unfortunately.
Hey, speaking of that truck,
Yeah,
Leatherface can drive in this movie
great.
because he backs over or he drives over Benny,
Yeah,
who just like drops to the ground and perfectly, goes between the tires.
yeah. And then Texas like runs up to him and tries to attack him with an axe.
Yeah.
But Benny is
They have
smart.
an axe fight.
Kind of. They have a fight over an axe.
Yeah.
Right. And then eventually Benny, who has perforated a jug of gasoline, sets Tex on fire. And it's weird because the second he catches on fire, his body becomes like twice its thickness and his head gets all big. Like Freddy.
Like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. And then he gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And like the fire burns all his hair off.
Yeah.
And he just kind of dies like sad.
Yeah. There's an alternate ending to this movie where he pops up in the swamp later and then is killed by one of the like Vietnam swingy traps that they've got set up out there. Because he like pops up and attacks Michelle.
He's just in a wet, soaking wet forest.
Yeah, in the middle of Texas.
Yeah. A swamp in Texas.
They're famous for it. Leatherface it's weird. He jumps in this truck, he drives over Benny, then immediately hops out of the truck.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, slasher rules. I don't mind that as much.
And then runs after Michelle into the woods.
With his giant fucking chainsaw,
And Michelle gets caught in one of those Sawyer traps,
which goes forever.
yes,
Forever. It's like a rope weight trap that's supposed to like dangle her from a tree.
But instead
she
it
slides
just-
6.5 miles. She slides back. She slides all the way back to the gas station from the beginning, wraps all the way around it, and then goes all the way back.
that just tosses her in the
It's
swamp.
like in the Rocky Horror Picture Show when Dr. Scott gets magnetized and he like goes up the stairs. She does that, but on a rope being dragged in through the tree line.
Pretty much. It's near identical.
Yeah. But then she gets dragged into the water, which reminded me a lot of Poltergeist because she comes out of the water and there's a bunch of bodies.
Benny tries to help her.
Do you think that is a reference because of Tobe Hooper to Poltergeist?
Oh, I mean, it's a stretch.
But everything else has been a fucking reference.
Yeah, so like
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, that's a interesting pull.
That's what I thought when
It's
I
not
saw
one that I didn't reach to that myself.
The most famous example that I have of bodies in the water is Poltergeist.
Yeah.
And then thinking about that, I was like, oh shit, that is Tobe Hooper.
There is a connection.
Yeah.
So not bad. What Benny rushes out there to help her. He ends up pushing Leatherface into the swamp water as well.
The thing is that the details of this become muddy in the fact that, again, we are out in this undetermined size set.
It's
where
very
it is
dark.
Very dark, very poorly lit.
It's
There's no detail around anything. They're literally shooting in the woods. And then it all ends.
yeah, because it's
like Scooby-Doo.
yeah, because they shot it one way and then decided to go a different way because they're having a fight. Benny and Leatherface are having a fight in the water. I love that the chainsaw gets knocked in there and it's still running at full speed and water's just like spraying up into the air. And then seemingly Leatherface kills Benny with the saw.
Right.
And then whenever he being Leatherface, then pops out of the water to get Michelle, she picks up a big rock and the end of her character arc, she beats him to death with said rock.
Yeah, she gets pushed to the edge and becomes a murderer. That's her hero's journey.
Right.
Benny's hero journey is that he's fine. He's still alive.
Right.
But we don't know that yet.
Because the epilogue is, Dawn has broken and
She gets away in the truck that belonged to the gas station owner.
yeah, she gets to like a crossroads and
Fettuccine.
Alfredo's pickup truck pulls up. And so for a moment, we think it's him.
Yeah.
But instead, it's Benny driving. And he's like, no, I'm back. It was just
tax fraud.
We've done that joke.
Yeah. We've done every
it's
joke.
not even our joke.
None of them are.
No,
Guys,
we're hack frauds. One might say.
You're hearing us complain about this fucking movie reusing a bunch of old references to things, but all we do is make references to things. This show is in reference to things.
That's how I survive. But apparently, it was decided that Benny should live after he had gained a very favorable response during like early test screenings. And so they shot a new ending where Benny somehow like survives and pops up in this final scene with barely like a tiny little flesh wound on his head.
I do find it funny that in a movie that this is this early into the 90s, you do have a black character that not only survives to the end, but isn't played as a racial stereotype at all.
No.
If anything, hillbilly shit is kind of the stereotype he's playing.
Yeah, truly. I mean, when we're introduced to him, he is like, he's been living out here for the last month. He just does this because he's a survivalist.
He's wearing like a fisherman's vest and like, yeah, he seems like the bumpkin, like shelter survivalist kind of guy, which I think that that's an interesting thing that this movie probably should like. The only way that happened was that a series of people were all told no. It's like, well, no, he needs to be different than that. They're like, no, we have him. Like, we're going to use him. It's like, all right, well, why would we use him? And they're like, he's Keenan's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays Keenan's dad in real life.
In real.
Keenan and Kel, SNL, all that, and real life.
Yeah, Keenan just hadn't been born during this film because it's all the same guy. Apparently this new ending was shot without Jeff Burr's knowledge at all.
Good.
And he didn't even see it until like watching the movie in theaters for the first time.
He gets attacked
because he's like helping Michelle into the truck and then he gets attacked by Alfredo.
Who's like hiding in the back of it.
And then Benny is like, he's basically just knocked out of frame. And then Michelle like
struggles with him for a long fucking time.
Too long.
Because we see that there's a shotgun, it gets knocked to the ground. And so he keeps going from window to window to window to window, again, presumably at the speed of sound. And she can't seem to just reach to the ground to pick up. It's like, that's the thing, is that the struggles in horror movies sometimes are a little like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
But this one, it's like, oh, come on. Like, we are talking about minutes of a struggle just for him to get fucking killed by Benny. And it was like, then what was the point of any of this?
It is the beats of this are Benny should be, knocked away and then he goes to attack her and she immediately pulls the gun and blows his head off.
Well,
over.
You can't do that because this is the black guy from the 18-wheeler at the end of the original who is being chased by a Sawyer and the survivor is like, oh my God. Like, what do I do? You're just recreating that on this road.
Yeah.
Because then after, Texas Chainsaw is what I was going to say. Fucking Leatherface is presumably killed. He then hobbles like back out onto the road and revs the chainsaw. And it's like, remember this? I'm surprised they didn't make him do the fucking dance.
Yeah, that is surprising. That they've got to have thought we must distance ourselves from the ridiculous dance in part 2. That's the only thing I'm thinking.
Oh, you mean this?
Yeah, that one right there.
I did it, guys. Don't worry about it.
It's hilarious.
Google search Leatherface chainsaw dance.
Yeah.
And then put that to Dance Magic Dance from Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Derek, do you recommend Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3?
No.
I also don't. I think it's the things I hate the most. We've said this a million times. It's become something that I meant originally, then thought about making it into a marketing ploy. But I as much as I want to do that, I still believe it. The worst thing a horror movie can be is boring. And my God, I struggle to think of an example of a movie that is more boring. It does nothing interesting. It does nothing unique. Not a single performance stands out, even from the, somebody who is famously good and over the top and silly, and Ken Foray is not. Somebody who is famously an incredible character actor isn't. It's just, it all falls so goddamn flat. The only thing that I can say about this movie that's a positive is that when the lights work, the sets are good.
Oh, yeah.
They're ugly. They're well lived in. But I mean,
You don't want to go there. You don't want to sit down on anything.
you don't want to listen to the music because it's just bad Metallica.
Right. Right.
It's all awful.
Yeah. It's the thing of to me, it's not even close to like the worst movies we've watched for this
No.
show. It's just uninspired and uneventful and boring.
It's like there are movies that I can think of, like Hellraiser Inferno is a great example of a movie.
Your favorite.
Yeah, because of the hoodie.
Yep.
My, my recollection of that movie is like there's so many things wrong with it.
Right.
But it takes the series and tries to push it into an entirely new direction. And despite them doing it really poorly and stupidly, there are so many moments in that movie that are laugh out loud funny because of incompetence.
Yes. Yes.
But this movie isn't incompetent.
or bizarre choices.
Right. It's not incompetent.
I feel like I've seen this before done better.
a million fucking times.
Yes. And you've added nothing new to the stew.
No, this movie feels like it was, its script and its like creation was like a sperm donation from like a dental office's accountant.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, good God, I can't think of a movie that I've seen that bores me this much. Not even on a narrative level where like I'm watching it, I'm getting bored, but like talking about it is like the most interesting part about the movie is that it's not interesting at all.
Yes. And it's like, it's the first 2/3, let's say, are a whole lot of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot of like, the first act is just them in the desert. And then the middle act is them walking around in the woods. And then you finally get to what should be and is the most interesting bits, which is like the Sawyer house and the family and their interactions and their weirdness and their big character moments. And still, even that, I'm just like, I just don't care at this point because it's taken us too long to get to anything I'm interested in.
The movie is so bad at pacing. And the movie is so bad at knowing when to do the things that make a movie in a 3-act structure that this is one of those few movies that's a 4-act structure.
Oh.
The first 2 are bad. And then the 3rd act is really interesting and like entertaining.
Uh-huh.
And then the 4th act is the same as the first 2 and it's boring and you're everywhere and who cares?
Yeah.
Like nobody cares about the fact that they spike trap the forest. Have them spike trap like a better set.
Yeah. Have them spike trap an actual movie set.
Do you know what would have been way more interesting visually is if they had done like, because you're out in the desert part of Texas so early on in this movie, have it be like The Hills Have Eyes.
I was about to say, you're then approaching Hills Have Eyes.
But like you could do that with the Sawyers in a way where it's less like we are like a cannibal tribe of people that like are disconnected from the world that live in the fucking like caves here. And like, oh yeah, we have like a couple trailers that we live in, but like in the middle of a fucking plateau. Like that's interesting.
Yeah.
But they were like, well, no, because remember the first one's like covered in like trees and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's woody.
Because it doesn't look like that. It looks like it's that's what I'm saying. There's like a series. It's like Scientology. There's a bunch of cells of Sawyers. There's Sawyertologists, and they pray to, the chainsaw god.
Yeah.
The leather.
Chainsaw.
Yeah, chainsaw. And they get thetans from eating people that wore cotton-blooded underwear.
Where am I supposed to put my feet?
It doesn't matter. Well, you're supposed to put your feet in the hooks. Thanks for tuning into the Third Channel podcast. Please, if you have the time, rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps.
You can follow us on social media at Third Channel Podcast, and you can find me online at thatdrosenberg.
You can also reach out to us at thirdchannelpodcast@gmail.com, where we check every message we swear. Third Channel is hosted by PJ Minette
And Derek Rosenberg. Theme song and audio engineering by Fly Guy Ty.
a logo designed by Bell DeVelco.
Episode artwork by Nathan Walkington.
Keep it tuned right here to the Third Channel for all things horror. And remember, don't touch that dial. egg salad and eggs.